What's up, guys? It's the Watchful Stoic here. Back again with another rambling car video. I might start doing another couple videos on Grimm's fairy tales and figuring out what lessons we can learn from those, because they were originally written as children's stories to help children learn certain lessons. One of my favorites where it just boils down to don't be a bad person, and bad things usually don't happen to you. And that's one of the lessons that's taught. That's not to say bad things can't happen to you. It's just that they generally don't. If you stay out of bad situations. But anyway, I wanted to talk about living a life of gratitude and happiness. Before I dig into it, like, share, comment, subscribe. I would love to hear your comments, or read your comments and get some extra interaction. But anyway, living a life of gratitude and happiness. A lot of people will say you got to have an attitude of gratitude, and that's not always the easiest thing to have. We take a lot of our things for granted, and part of that is from our own ego investments. Is as I said in a previous video, being able to have gratitude for what you have. Understanding that what you have is temporary and is beneficial for you by it simply being in your life. Because you could have nothing. You could have just the clothes on your back, and maybe not even that. Who knows? But contentment is derived from gratitude and being okay with where you're at, and understanding where you are, and understanding that where you are is okay, it's good, it's welcome, it's wanted, and that even if your current situation changed for the worse, you would still be okay, because at least you're alive. This kind of thought process took me a long time to really recognize, and I had to be reminded of it several times. Most recent time was was here in April. I just wasn't grateful for some of the things in my life, and when I took some time to look around and think about things, I realized how powerful gratitude was, and just being grateful for the things around me and for the people around me and for my situation. I'm in a very, very good situation right now. I wasn't always, but even then, I knew what I was capable of, and a lot of times I did take into account gratitude. I did factor in gratitude to, how I was doing and how I was feeling. One of my personal rules of life is to always say please and thank you. Letting other people know that you are grateful for what they are offering you and are giving you, or are helping you with. Obviously saying please helps seal the deal, but saying thank you helps to ensure that you still have help later on if you need it. Um, this isn't a catch-all solution, but it is something that is a very good practice, and it's something that I employ in my life. You always want to say please, and you always want to say thank you. I usually say something to the effect of "thank you very much. I really appreciate it," and I really do. I appreciate all of the positive things that people do for me, and even some of the negative things that people do for me. If the negative things people do for me, leads me to a better place. If it's criticism, or if it's, I don't like criticism in the moment. I really don't. I don't think anyone does. But being able to bite your tongue and take the criticism is important. It's helpful. But choosing a life of happiness, choosing a life of gratitude, they're active, deliberate choices. And a lot of people aren't deliberate these days. They go through life just... Because here's the thing, I don't like the term going with the flow. Obviously there's some times where you do go with the flow, but if you are actively choosing to go with the flow, that's different from simply mindlessly going with the flow. Because sometimes the flow will take you right into a bridge, and right into a rock, and right into, whatever might hurt you. So you got to be careful about going with the flow. You got to be careful about what you're doing, what you are actively choosing to do, or actively choosing not to do even. Being conscientious about what you're doing will yield far more happiness than simply surrendering control of yourself. Happiness is a choice, and it's a choice we all need to make. Gratitude is a choice, and it's a choice we all need to make if we want to be happy, if we want to be successful, if we want to aspire to bigger, better, greater things. Sometimes the only way to get knowledge is to be grateful. Sometimes the only way to get, find contentment is to be happy with what you have. Because the people that aren't content, even if they're rich, they aren't happy. What's the saying? What's the phrase? People like to spend a lot of money to, people get these big jobs to get a lot of money to buy things that they don't want, to impress people they don't like. I don't see a purpose in that. Of course, it's having the nice things, the nice stuff. That it is nice to have those nice things, but that should not necessarily be your goal. If your goal is to have nice stuff, you're kind of misguided. You probably won't be content. Probably. Some people might be, but usually they're not. Not from what I've seen. The nice things, all the nice stuff, should be byproducts of your decision to live happy, to live a happy life, to live a grateful life. There's power in gratitude. Find some things that you take for granted. Say thank you. Whether that's your friends, your parents, whether that's your pets. Like you can say thank you to your pets, and you can walk up to them, squish them, and be like, "Oh, I love you, buddy. I love you." Cat in my house with his name's Fleet. So, "Oh, I love you, Fleet," and he's trying to get away, squirm away, and run away, and like, he's crushing me. But you need to practice gratitude to get good at it. Just like you need to practice happiness to get good at it. It's all about your attitude. It's all about your mental state. Life happens. A bunch of negative things happen. But we don't want to become nihilists. Life happens and then life sucks and then you die. That's a very nihilist perspective. Life does suck. It really does. So, the question is, do you want to be surrounded by people who are grateful and happy, or do you want to be surrounded by people who are miserable? Because if you want to attract happy and thankful people, happy and grateful people in your life, you gotta be a happy and grateful person. It's not as easy as it seems. It's hard to feel content with how things are. But sometimes you just got to take a look around yourself and really just sit in what you have, with what you have. Because if you want things to change, you can make a lot of very small, simple changes to your current situation. It's possible, but it's a lot more effective if you actually take the time to examine your life and examine what you're grateful for. And find reasons to be happy. Find reasons to be happy. I'm not saying that find reasons to celebrate, but find reasons to be happy. For example, today there was a huge thunderstorm that passed by, and I'm catching the tail end of it right now, driving through traffic, which it's not the best driving situation, but honestly, the fact that it just dumped on everything, and there was a big thunderstorm, and it was gorgeous. It was awesome. Just like hearing the thunder rumble is one of my favorite things in the world. And I love it. And whether you're not, some of you might not believe in God, but I do. I'm grateful that God sent us a thunderstorm today. And it was wonderful. It was amazing. I was so happy to be able to experience a thunderstorm today. It's been getting warmer, and being able to step out and it's nice and cool outside. It's great. But anyway, I've been rambling on for a little bit. I think I've gotten the message across. Be grateful, be happy, and have a wonderful day. I love you guys. I'll try to have a longer video tomorrow. I think I have a topic in mind for tomorrow that I just thought of. But yeah, I'm gonna try to start picking up. I'm gonna put up some videos where I read one of the Grimm's fairy tales, and then I talk about it from a Stoic perspective. anyway, yeah. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'd love to have more people viewing my stuff, and I'd love to help some more people out. I'd love to hear from people. But anyway, love you guys. Have a good day.